Hi there, we are going to do Gemini. Hello, my gems. How are you doing tonight? Um, it's been a while. I'm going to go ahead and cut the deck. We are in the house of Scorpio, which is October 21st to November 22nd, I believe. If I'm wrong, I'm sorry. I will have the actual dates in the beginning of this video. I'm changing the way I'm doing things. I know that before it was like 21st to the 22nd of every month, but I decided to do them in the house that we are currently in. So for right now, we're in the house of Scorpio. So that will reflect the house of horoscope of Scorpio. So it is Gemini in the house of Scorpio. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and shuffle the deck and see what comes out for Gemini. Wants and desires. Nine of Pentacles. So some material wealth there. And maybe some longing for nature. Maybe you need to get grounded. Okay. We have the Four of Pentacles, the Six of Pentacles, the Page of Cups in reverse, the Ten of Swords in the reverse. So there's some recovery happening here, some forgiveness, moving forward. But you're looking for that message to come in of that connection, communication of emotion that you are hoping to get. Right now, you're working on your finances, though. I see you very committed in your work life. You're not being too generous with your money, but also not too stingy as well. So you're being generous, but also practical. You're not being possessive of your money. However, you're trying to be more practical with your money. You're trying to like not spend so frivolously, and you are very generous in how you give to the poor and the needy, and you're very charitable that way as well. So I think you're looking to do more of that. Have the money to do more of that. Makes you happy. Okay, so universal energy, please, for Gemini in the house of Scorpio. Currently positioning. There's a lot of planetary movement happening right now. You might feel some chaos and then some laziness and then some bursts of energy happening right now, Gemini. That's normal. It's going to be like that until the end of November when we get the final full moon. I think it's the final full moon of the year. We're in a lot of energy field right now because of these planetary shifts that are taking place. Okay, and we've had 3 full moons since the 1st of October. So keep that in mind. Well, we will by the end of November. Okay, so in the current position, we have the Nine of Pentacles. Good thing I have my glasses on. And that talks about accomplishment. So you, like I said, you're looking for abundance, security in your wealth, feeling comfortable, in your wealth and your finances. You're looking to be self-sufficient, and you're trying to be more grateful for what you have, which is fantastic. You have the Four of Pentacles there, which generally talks about security, but I feel like you're not feeling secure financially right now. I feel like you're being kind of frivolous with your money, and you're looking to change that. The Four, you're kind of worried about being vulnerable to poverty. You have that mindset of spending, and you don't want to go into debt. So you're trying to be sort of more practical with how you're spending your money, but you're definitely concentrating on your finances right now, Gemini. Okay, and definitely some Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn energy in there. 100% Capricorn energy in there. Six of Pentacles is there as well. In the upright position talks about, again, being grateful and having gratitude. So that's interesting. So a lot of gratitude happening with you, Gemini. I feel like you've found some abundance that of positivity that you're really looking to manifest more in your life, and you're just very grateful for what you have, which will bring more of what you want in life. Not settling for what you have, but being grateful of what you have are two different things, right? You could be more assertive with yourself and ask for what you want, and the answer could be no, but what if it's yes? That sort of philosophy. And also not sitting around thinking, oh, I only had $10. It's more like, wow, I have $10. This is fantastic. What, can I put this aside and save that $10 and make it 20? Or should I spend that $10 and have, a nice meal and treat myself, or, buy a new lipstick or whatever? You get the drift. So I feel like that's what's taking place. There's a lot more gratitude going on with your Gemini than ever before. I feel like you're really manifesting a lot of change in your life, trying to manifest a lot of change in your life financially. Because the 4 being in the negative position talks about financial stability, looking for, protection of your security, things like that. And then the 6 being, sort of say, and they're all right in a row, all your coin cards are there. The material world is what you're concentrating on, your house, your bills, your car, your, how much food you ingest, how much money you spend on this, keeping spreadsheets, things like that, being more practical, which is great. And it's not your it's generally not your nature to be so on point decisively with things, right? Because we tend to sort of swing in whichever emotion we're feeling with the decisions we make as a Gemini, and fortunately we get a bad rap for that. And I'm always shouting out that we do have Cancer traits, because there is a shift between horoscopes that sometimes we can have more Cancer traits than Gemini traits, and so therefore we don't always hold in that stereotypical, how do I put this personification of what a Gemini is supposed to be, like, kind of like daft and frivolous, and I wouldn't, maybe not frivolous, but like, sort of like quick, just passionate people, generally who couldn't make a decision to save their life. I mean, and but what it is, what it is though about us Geminis, and I know it drives people crazy, especially the fire signs, because we breathe air to the fire signs. We generally, we're like a magnet, because we breathe life into fire. Basically, we ignite the passion, we bring the creativity, we bring the intellect. We're, creative and spontaneous and all this fun stuff. But at the same time, we're also grounded, and we also strive to be balanced. And oftentimes, when we're with the opposite personality that leans more on the side of our negative traits, then we as a Gemini tend to, not always, but sort of adopt those senses and beliefs and things like that, because we are normally on the fence about a lot of things, because we as a collective like to remain objective in nature. I mean, at least I do. I try not to be biased. For example, personally, I don't listen to everything I read and hear, and I don't pay attention to gossip. I'll hear it, but I don't make judgment. I don't particularly like when someone tells me how to think or feel. Let's put it that way. And until I understand it from my own perspective, until I can see it from every single angle, we're very good problem puzzle solvers, Geminis are. So I just have to say that, because I feel like some of you out there who are watching this particular video have maybe, oh, Geminis are this, Geminis are that. Well, no, we're like the sign of all signs. Put it this way. It's like we are the soup of all horoscopes. We hold a little bit of everything in our star sign, which makes us a very powerful manifester, okay? Gemini makes wonderful manifestations if the Gemini truly believes in their duality and can balance that amount of light and dark, and that amount of positive and negative, and that amount of up and down and side to side, and whatever it is, heart and soul, and heart and mind and soul, and whatever, the trifecta of all three, the Trinity. So I just had to shout that out, because I know that a lot of you are dealing with a lot of like conflict right now, and I feel like you're for somebody out there watching this, you're definitely having some conflict with somebody, a compromise. You're trying to make a compromise with someone, it's just not going your way. You have the Page of Cups in the reverse, which talks about a message you're looking to have come in, in the present position. You're wanting that communication to come to you of emotion. And yeah, so but a breakup, some dependence there, again some codependence in that relationship, and you realized wasn't very good for you, so you got moving out of there, which is good. Beside that, you have the Ten of Swords in the reverse as well, which does talk about recovery and a new start. So currently right now, Gemini, you're in a position of a renewal of self and sense of self, and kind of moving in the direction of self-improvement, and renewing your vitality for life, and maybe your passions and creativities and things like that you've pushed aside for life matters, or for matters of things that took priority over yourself. Okay. Generally the Ten of Swords is the betrayal card, and I feel like in the opposite position, it's a very good card to have, because it talks about being in that trusting sense of self. So now's a good time to make the decisions that you need to make for yourself, Gem. The Empress is there as well. But it is in the reverse. And so it does talk about right now you feeling like you're not abundant, and that you kind of do have a limited amount of resources, which is probably why you're budgeting your money right now, and you're trying to stay practical, because it's not in your nature to keep things, like you work very hard. For some of you, I know I do. I mean, for some of you who are kind of bad with spending and things like that, when I was younger, I was horrible with my money and things like that, and but as an adult, when you become a parent, you learn how to budget, and make things stretch, make things work, and save. And I feel like a lot of you right now are doing that, especially because of COVID, and especially because of wintertime coming and Christmas time coming, and we don't know if there's going to be a second wave. We're trying to stay, to have that little nest egg just in case. Geminis are very happy when we have a net to fall in. That way we can be la 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 and know that that net is there to catch us when we're acting like the fool, getting ready to walk off the cliff, being careless without a care in the world, and just being happy-go-lucky, right? So I feel like that's what you're going through right now, Gemini, which is fantastic. But yeah, so I definitely feel like there's a dependence on a limited amount of work, of money, and I think that's where your focus is right now, currently in your position. Again, the money cards are all there. All right. Then in the universal energy, like we have also, I want to throw out their retirement. I feel like some people out there are sort of trying to save up for a nice little retirement for yourself. I don't know why that came up. Anyways, the universal energy is here in the Four of Swords, the Moon, and the Sun. So you have the Moon and the Sun. I mean, how fantastic is that? I didn't even see those sitting there until right now. The Four of Swords is a card that talks about reprieve, taking a retreat, resting the mind, resting the soul, resting the heart, but being mindful that all three things need to be in balance, okay? And that's why you're recharging your batteries right now. I know I am. And the universe will remind you of that, to take time out to, recharge your batteries, to plug back into the matrix or whatever you need to do. To get energized, or unplug from the matrix to get energized, okay? And that talks about reflection and rest, and the universe is reminding you that you need to sort of take that time. Maybe some more meditation is in order. Maybe some more solitude would benefit you. Taking time for you is really important right now, because your energy flow uh, is off the charts for the last 3 to 4 months, Gems. And I know you've been feeling it. It's a real thing. You're not going crazy. There's ebbs and flows, and that will start to straighten out by the end of November. This cycle will come to pass. This is your 33-year cycle. So what happened 33 years ago is happening now again, in a way, emotionally. You're being challenged with paths that you've already walked on, just in a different way, and you're also being challenged on a emotional level as well as a mental one. So I feel like a lot of you Gems out there have been kind of like trying to figure out, like, why am I feeling a little bit crazy or a little off or a little bit, why am I so centered today? And typically I'm not very balanced, and I like this feeling of being balanced, but I miss the chaos. And today I'm feeling very chaotic, and I miss the balance. You're kind of like teetering between that sense of self and that sense of what it is you need to do to get balanced, or to get off because sometimes you can get too balanced and then you get sort of stuck in a routine and you don't get out very much and that sort of thing. So I feel like a lot of you are trying to like figure that out right now, and that energy is just very static. Okay, static electricity is coming to mind. It's very static, electromagnetic, like there's a pulse. It comes and it goes, it comes, and that's going to come to fruition by the end of November of this year, okay? With the new moon in what's it going to be in? Hang on. It will be in Sagittarius. So you're going into a new phase of in the house of Sagittarius. You're going to start to feel things balance out into a sense of what is balance for you. Okay? Everybody has their own balance. So that conflict and that trying to work together with people at the same time will kind of cease. You'll find that sort of like just casual, breathable air again, and be able to just be who you are in terms of what you need for yourself, instead of kind of worrying about other people and that sort of thing right now. So the moon is right beside that card as well, so I feel like there might be some so first of all, the moon and the sun are side by side, which is a fantastic thing to have in your universal energy reading. That reminds you that the forces of the divine are behind you. The sun and the moon work together to keep the planet centered. And that's what you are going through right now, Gemini. As I mentioned, you are going through a shift, and you are starting a brand new cycle. Your path, again, by the end of November, will shift into a new paradigm. Okay? You are going through an energy shift. And the moon and the sun side by side reminds us that the suspicious feelings will be, so truth is coming through, that muddled thought process will get clearer and clearer. You'll find more clarity in your thought, and a lot is going to be revealed in your dreams. So pay very close attention to your dreamland. A lot of them are going to be chaotic and weird and kind of off, and you'll be like, what was that about? Well, make sure you try to start a journal all the month of November if you can, going into the middle month of December. Try to start, recording your dreams, even if it's just a feeling of the dream that was left behind, or a color, or a feeling of how it made you feel, I guess, what you're thinking, what kind of mood you were in, what state of mind you woke up with, did you have a headache, how did your body feel? I mean, all those things. And if you can remember also what was in your dream, if something stood out to you, a color, a shape, a picture, a person, something someone said, something somebody made you feel, how you felt in the dream. I mean, anything at all. If you remember specifically, if it's very lucid, then write everything down you possibly can, and keep doing that, because you're going to find that there's messages going to come through to you through the divine, from the divine, through you, okay, through your sleep. And that person that you're connected to psychically will have conversations with you, okay? The sun is also there, which also talks about renewal. So not only will things get clear and you'll have a sense of, that authenticity will come back to you, your path that will be revealed. you will have, that feeling of heaviness and kind of feeling like off and maybe just a little bit depressed here and there will begin to lift. Okay, that will sort of disintegrate. And you're going to realize that all of a sudden you're not being ignored by those that you're kind of like, that was odd. Why did they say that? I wonder, that was suspicious conversation, or I don't know how I feel about that person today, or I'm not quite sure if I'm being, appreciated at my job, or not quite sure if that family member really cares about me very much right now, or am I being ignored by my friends, like that kind of thought process, and and I feel like at the end of November, the beginning of the new cycle, we'll say November 22nd, I believe it is, you'll start to realize that, a lot of that stuff was just deceptive thinking, and because of Mars and Mercury and Saturn and all that craziness that's happening up in the solar system currently, it's what's, you can't right now, you cannot trust your thought process. Let's just put it that way. I think a lot of you out there know exactly what I'm talking about. And that's what's happening right now with you, Gemini. You're really doubting yourself in terms of how you're feeling about how people perceive you. So that perception will be lifted. The truth will come out. Things will be clearer. You'll get that clarity of thought back. And you'll be like, oh my God, that was craziness. I don't know why I thought that. I don't know why I took that way. You'll start to become that, oh, they just had an off day, and toss it aside. It's not important. You'll see the importance of what's important. Let's put it that way. And the renewal is there, so you're going to have a fresh beginning, a fresh start, a fresh renewal, a fresh cycle. Everything is fresh. And you're also going to have an achievement. Okay, you're going to be recognized for your works and be rewarded for them. Yes, so you will have some public recognition, some support through family. You might even get a promotion at job. You might be recognized for the work that you've done. Again, you might feel that, because of the compromise that you've made, you handle the situation differently than you would have, say, 5, 10, 15 years ago. Do you know what I'm saying? That sort of thing. Or even last year. Okay, so just keep that in mind. And, like that odd conflict or rivalry that maybe with somebody at work that you just like, I can't be bothered. It's not important anymore. Like, I don't really care. That thing will come back. And, you won't be like worrying, like, what did my manager mean by that? Or what did my friend mean when she said that? Like, you'll get out of your head again. So don't worry. It's not going to last very long. Saturn and Mercury and Mars, of course, when it goes in retrograde, tends to shift our perspective, and it doesn't surprise me that the moon card showed up here for the universal energy on your reading, Gemini, because it's very interesting to have it sit right beside the sun. I have to do this. So as you can see, you have your duality right here. Okay, this is the Gemini, the sun and the moon. You have the dark, the light, the dark, the balance of who you truly are as an authentic person. And everybody's different, so you all have your own sense of self and balance, and you know what I'm talking about. I'm not going to harp about it anymore. So that's what I have for you, Gem. I'm going to, what should I pull? Should I do the ancient cards? If you like these better, comment below. I'll do more of them for you. If you are liking the Oracle Light cards, comment below and I can do more for you as well. Or if you want me to go back to the angel cards, we can do that. I am going to pick a crystal, though, for you right now, because I feel like you kind of need a little bit of crystal vision. For all you Fleetwood Mac fans out there. Okay, so we're just going to shuffle them up. It's funny that came through because it's all about the dreams in this reading as well. When she says the crystal vision from the song Dreams. Anyway. Alright, here we go. Angel of Telepathy. That's interesting. So another thing I have to mention is that there's a few of you out there who let's just say, have a hard time quieting the noise. And it might not be just mental. It could also be emotional. Some of you out there are very intuitive, empathetic, people who connect to others how they feel. And sometimes that resonance is left with you. So keep that in mind as well when you're cleansing, meditating. You know, it might be helpful to smudge your house, to use some aromatherapy oils, things like that, to really cleanse yourself, because you tend to pick up energy off of other people quite a lot. And I think that's a lot of the reason why you've been feeling drained over the last few weeks. So just keep that in mind as well. So let's just go ahead. Okay, so the angel of telepathy talks about, when I speak, people listen and understand what I am expressing. I communicate from my heart to the hearts of others. I easily visualize and send mental pictures of my ideas, visions, opinions, and other matters of importance as I speak. So this is a reminder from the divine to remember about intent. I think a lot of us, gems, are really concentrating on how we're saying things again. We went through a phase where we just didn't care about, I shouldn't say we didn't care. It's not that we didn't care, Gem. It's just that we didn't have the capacity to make an effort to be a bit more tactful, maybe at home with a loved one or in a relationship, or maybe we said hurtful things in that moment because that's what we had. No filter. It wasn't there was just nothing there to prevent the words from coming out of our mouth. All right. And I think lately, with the shift happening planetarily going into now November, we're more intent on how we're saying things to others and how we're being engaged in conversation, how we're listening more and saying less, and sometimes we're saying things a bit more with feeling instead of just waiting for the other person's time to stop so we can talk again. Make sense? So just for thought, food for thought, because sometimes we'll say something and be like, oh, Jesus, why did I shouldn't have said that. That was horrible. You know, why would I say something like that? That's not like me. Trust me, sweetheart, this is the planets doing their thing. It is not you. Has not been you. So the crystal that has been pulled is the quartz, which is interesting because that is what I'm wearing. And it's the tabular quartz. And it says, do people listen when you speak? So I feel like you're really concentrating on your communication powers again. Do you feel like you are not being heard? Know exactly what you wish to communicate and use your telepathy to convey your message through visualization and the imagination. Send mental pictures as you speak, heart to heart and mind to mind. So that's beautiful. So I'm just going to show you that. See? Everything happens for a reason. And I just switched this before I did my gem reading and the Taurus reading as well. Isn't that pretty? So there's your, if you want to take a snapshot of this, so you can keep it on your phone, I'll just move my ugly unpainted fingernails out of the way. There we go. Hang on, see if I can get this in the shot. There. So you want to take a quick little snapshot of the crystal. You can. There we go. And keep it on your phone, or you can go ahead and pick one up at your local health food store. You can order one online. Yeah. So keep it near you. Quartz crystal is really good because it holds energy. And it helps cleanse your negative energy as well. So keep that in mind. Also keep it on your ledge when there's a full moon and when it's bright out and things like that. It helps re-energize it. Okay, so that's your reading. I think that's all I have to say. I think I've said enough. I really can't believe I spoke this much. It's been 29 minutes, but all the rest of them have gone to 29, 30 minutes. And here I am saying I'm going to keep my readings down to 15 minutes or so. But because this energy field is so crazy, I've just been going with the flow. So let's just pull one quick more card from our light work cards. Let's see what message pops out for the gems. The forever dance with balance. And you can feel the tilt as well. I don't know, I know I do, when you're pulled to the mind and not centered in the heart, because then you kind of get too analytical and think too hard about things. And other times that you're too in your heart, you just get so emotional and everything, affects you. And it's a fine dance in between for most of us. I mean, generally speaking, all of us humans. But yeah, I feel like you're on a good soul path, Gem, and I just really, feel like you're in a good space, and I think that you're making all the right decisions. And I think it's good that you're looking at your finances and that message of emotions coming in. I don't know, that communication you're looking for. Again, pay attention to your dreams. The Age of Light. You've been training for this for lifetimes. See? Lifetimes. You've done this before many, many, many times, and this is the cycle. You got it right. You got this right this time. Although it's very painful what you've gone through, Gem. I know that you're working very hard to get on the right path. You're correcting the decisions you've made. You're realigning yourself with your true path. And again, you've been training for this. So this new age of light that's coming in, this new shift of paradigm, okay, towards the end of November, it's going to be a beautiful thing. Let's look up the book and see what it says. This is a really nice book. Actually, it's called Work Your Light Oracle Cards, just so you can see. But is that the right one? I don't know. I don't know if it's the right book. Where's the other one? Oh, Lord. Oh, of course. Look what fell out. Archangel Michael. A job well done. Joy, contentment, and gratitude. The path towards enlightenment. Look at that. That's beautiful. That just flew right out of that deck. Okay. Am I in the right... Okay, I'm going to show you something. I have two decks of cards, okay? They're both by the same author. They're both different, but look at them. They're almost identical. And I'm new with them, so I just don't know what book is which yet, but just give me a second here. So we pulled from that book, so I feel like it's this one, Work Your Light, yeah. So the Age of Light. There it is. So this particular card is from the activation cards in the book. It's called activation card. So it says, you've been training for this for lifetimes. Mystics and sages throughout the ages have predicted this period in history, and you decided to incarnate in the middle of it. There is no mistake that you are supposed to be here at this time of great change. If you ever feel unprepared or daunted by the path that is calling you, know this: you've been training for this for lifetimes. You're way more than the days that have breathed through you in this life. And you're also all of the lifetimes that came before. All of these experiences have polished your soul into the most magnificent expression that is your authentic self. Isn't that beautiful? Your soul has many facets. Imagine a fingerprint. Your soul is 1,000,000 times more intricate than that. If you put together all of the fingerprints of all of the people you have been, you would not even get close to fathoming how much of a unique masterpiece that you are. You came in with a clear soul plan. You came in with wisdom beyond your years. This is the part of you that longs to be seen. This is the part of you that is ready to step forward, that is ready to emerge. This is not the lifetime to stay hidden, but to step forth, to be seen and rise. So isn't that beautiful? So it says, I call forth the soul gifts and soul training that I have received throughout all of my lifetimes. I am ready to embody them all now within hesitation and without fear. I have been training for this for lifetimes. So I hope that you've enjoyed your reading, Gem, and I look forward to having you join me for the next one. And until then, if you do resonate, if this resonates with you, then don't forget to share and like. And also subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I'm trying to get to 100 followers so that I can, or subscribers, so that I can do this live. And but in the meantime, I do thank you for subscribing if you have already. And for those of you who have newly subscribed and joined, thank you. Again, I hope this has helped you in some kind of a way. Also, thinking about doing, I feel like there's a bandwagon occurring with some of the readers on YouTube, and I'm thinking of joining it. There's a few of us who are considering doing live collective readings, like for the collective, just like one general reading for the collective on TikTok. So if this is something that you think that I should do, or you'd be interested in seeing, if you have a TikTok account and maybe you'd like to, I'm thinking about doing a live, kind of TikTok, let me know, and just comment below what you think. Anyways, until then, live, love, and be light. Thanks.